So it's been confirmed that the Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition is supposed to be coming out November 10th for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X, and Xbox One. Something that caught me by surprise is the fact that it's supposed to be coming out for the Switch 2 sometime in 2026. I don't think the official release date has been revealed just yet for the Switch 2 version, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how well it does on that particular console. But something that has been pissing people off, or something about like that news that made a lot of people unhappy, was the fact that this new version of Fallout 4 is probably going to disrupt a lot of people's, mods that they've made to the game over the past several years, because it's been a decade since Fallout 4 has been released, and obviously it's one of the best selling entries in the entire series. I think it's done like 25 mil in terms of sales since its release, and a lot of people would put it up there with Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3, which are among the best entries in the entire series, depending on who you ask. But the thing is, people have been having fun and they've been modding the original game over time, because I don't know, it seemed like, Fallout 5 is not going to be coming out anytime soon. And last time I checked, it had been reported that Fallout 5 is expected to be released at like 2030 at the earliest. So it's not going to be coming out anytime soon. And for the most part, a lot of players hate when companies do things that disrupts any type of fun that they can have with like video games, especially with modding, because a lot of people know about the whole Activision controversy, how fans were modding like old Call of Duty games, and the project had got shut down. um I believe it was like this past year in August, it had gotten shut down or whatever. And it's something that, people hate, along with the fact that, you have gaming companies like Nintendo. They're at war with players who are pirating their games and stuff like that. It seems like, corporations, especially like gaming corporations, they seem to hate it when you mod their older games or when you pirate it or anything like that. Because I remember back in the day, like in the 2000s or even like the teens for the most part, that was never an issue and companies were cool with that. But I feel like back in the day, there was probably an old guard that really didn't give a damn, and it was more focused on customer satisfaction than I guess, them being petty and just trying to shut down any type of fan project involving their games and stuff like that. But I don't think this whole thing is completely bad, because with the Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, you're supposed to get the base game along with like six different expansion packs. So yeah, I mean, that's not bad. You got over 150 creation club items and stuff like that. So I don't think it's not like it's all bare bones in relation to like content for the anniversary edition or anything like that. And it's cool that Bethesda actually decided to do something with Fallout 4 during its 10th anniversary. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I honestly feel like it's going to be one of those things where, I mean, I feel like the backlash and all the heat is going to die down shortly after the game comes out, because it's something, because they know for a fact where it's going to be a while before we get Fallout 5 or what have you. And it's one of those things where like, for the most part, I don't think you can really make everyone happy, especially if you're a gaming company, because on one hand, you want players to be invested in like the stuff that you're putting out, but at the same time, you don't want like the fan projects and stuff like that to overshadow the stuff you're trying to give to them in the here and the now. So I don't know. I mean, some people just look at it like, gamers just being spoiled and all that other stuff. But at the same time, corporations are not as lenient and as chill as they were over a decade ago. So I don't know, that's kind of the thing. And it seems like just about any little thing that a corporation or a gaming company does that players don't like, there's always like this big backlash about it. You saw it with Mario Kart World. Um, You saw it with Call of Duty, and the thing is, with Call of Duty, it got so bad to a point where I wouldn't say like Black Ops 6 got review bombed or anything like that, but people really didn't like it. And I feel like and I'm not saying like everyone didn't like it, but there were certain people who didn't like it. I feel like Black Ops 6 was a step up from the game that we got from 2023, but I do feel like Activision, like being at war with its fan base in relation to like mod projects and stuff like that, is something that has I don't know, it's something that has negatively affected their reputation. I feel like as a result, Black Ops 6 kind of took a hit in terms of sales and in terms of I guess in terms of like, you know, I wouldn't say quality, but a lot of people have been like downvoting it and been saying, negative things about it because of the fact that players feel like Activision is against them and trying to like shut down their projects and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like nowadays you have gamers being more vocal about what they want, and the fact that you have companies trying to like stop their fan made projects, which is something that actually contributed to, I guess, people being fans of certain franchises and stuff like that. And unfortunately, I feel like this is a trend that's going to continue as time goes by. But but yeah, for the most part, I think it's cool that, something's being done with Fallout 4. And honestly, this is one of the last like really good Fallout games that we've gotten, because a lot of people didn't like Fallout 76, and there are certain people who want to pretend like that game never really happened. So obviously, with this game, Beth Sheeta is trying to cash in on this version of it, and I don't know whether or not there's supposed to be like physical editions of it or anything like that. I just heard there's going to be digital editions of it, but yeah, obviously I feel like this is a game that people are going to be on the lookout for during the holiday season, because we have Black Friday coming up in late November, and then we got Christmas coming up in December. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like this year in relation for gaming hasn't really been. It hasn't been great, but it hasn't been bad either. And I feel like more than anything, people are looking forward to, I guess, Fallout 5, learning more about the game, learning more about the details, the story, and all that other stuff. But it might be years before we hear about that.